Okay, today we're doing the GLM Purple Editing Book for 2 and A, Practice 16, page 60. The first and the last lines are correct. Find 10 grammatical errors. So first indicate that the first and the last line are correct. Next, you need to identify the dominant tense. You identify the dominant tense by finding what is the verb in the first line. Okay, an Australian supermarket chain will no longer be able to label big bread. Okay, so I noticed that, okay, it's will no longer be. So let me read the last sentence. All right. Okay. Last sentence is really very long. Okay, the supermarket chain had already been banned for 3 years for advertising its bread. Okay, were made or baked the same day it was sold when this is not the case, and was last year ordered to pay display notices in stores advising shoppers of its consumer breach. Okay, I think for this one, there is a couple of mixed tense, but I will go with past. Okay, past perfect tense. Okay. Because this will tells me that in the future, so it's something that has happened in the past. Okay. Let's continue. Okay. So this supermarket chain will no longer be able to label bread baked overseas and frozen fresh since 3 years. This one should be wrong. Okay. If it's since, then in front, the verb would be present perfect tense. So this should be for 3 years. Okay, for 3 years. For indicates a specific period of time. So here, for 3 years, right? So the specific period of time is indicated. Okay. Continue. The country's consumer watchdog. So watchdog means an organization responsible for making certain that companies obey particular standards and do not act illegally. All right. So the consumer watchdog has called for fines for at least 4 million to be handed up against the store. So has called is correct. Okay. Should be handed down, because we are talking about fines. So when we're talking about fines, it's a punishment. So handed down tells me that it is a punishment that is meted out. Handed down a punishment. Right, handed down a punishment. For deceiving, deceive means to keep the truth hidden from someone for their own advantage. So, right, deceiving consumer. Oh, did you notice that there is no or an in front? So that tells me that this should be in plural form. All right. So this should be consumers. Okay, about the freshness of its bread. The supermarket chain was found guilty. Okay. Guilty, that should be adjective form of the word guilt. Okay, because we are describing the supermarket chain of the crime. So it should be guilty. Okay, so that should be adjective. With false claims on bakery products, that was advertised as baked today, sold today, and freshly baked in store. Here I notice that we are talking about products in plural form, so this should be in plural verb. Okay, so were plural verb. Continue. When this is not the case, how can there be is when all this has happened? Okay, so it should be was not the case, so past tense. Okay, in some cases, the offending bread had been partially baked in overseas factory. Okay, how can this be singular? It should be plural form, months earlier before being frozen and transportation to Australia. Definitely this is wrong as well. Okay, because of the clue here, frozen, which is in participle form. This should be in past participle as well. So let me do this first. Factories. Okay, that should be plural form. Next should be transported because that is past participle. And the sentence was in passive voice. Give a minute. Oh, past participle. Transported. The supermarket chain has already been banned, so has already, correct, been banned for 3 years for advertising. Oh, look, that clue here. For. So that actually tells me that, okay, for 3 years, when this is not the case. So that tells me that it should, okay, bread singular, plural, countable, uncountable. Okay, so this bread is uncountable noun, so this should be was. Right? Singular noun. Verb. Okay. And was ordered to display notice. Notice here is a verb. Okay, so it should be not just one, but many, many notices. Right? Notices. So that should be in plural form. All right. So when you visit supermarket chains or buy anything, make sure to be alert. Okay, watch out because you never know whether you are duped by the shop owners.